What's going on, everybody? This be your boy DJ Anonymous for Sportsbizmusic, the podcast, episode 44. And I got a special guest right here on the show. I got my boy Amuni.
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
What's going on with you, bro?
Shit, man. We over here talking about clothing brands right now, man. VVS Worldwide. Check our Instagram page at VVS Worldwide.
That's what's up, man. But before we get deep into that, introduce yourself to the people.
Shit. So, alright, my name's Amuni Logan. I'm from Minnesota. Down here in Miami, studying at UM. I'm gonna be a junior. It's pretty much a little back history with VVS. So VVS consists of 7 people. It's me, my twin Muchin, Trap Walt, Ball Out, BK, my nigga Art, and my nigga Leroy. So pretty much, these are my mans from back home. We consider ourselves brothers. We've been close since day one, since the sandbox, since kindergarten. You know, all these mans around us, and right now we just try to make our dreams come true. We always say we're gonna put each other on, we're gonna make it out, and we get in there slowly by slowly. So I'm excited to be here, man.
So that was like your first goal, was to like create a clothing brand?
So our first goal was just to kind of be multitask and be able to do everything. So Trap Ball and Ball Out HD, they used to rap, and this Ball Out still do a little bit. So that was kind of our first industry that we wanted to start in. Then after that, we got into podcasts. So my man VVS Media, Arthur, he doing podcasts. He started a YouTube channel, was on that. My brother A God, he trying to get into the stand-up comedian entertainment. So, you know, he do videos. We used to do stand-up shows around Minneapolis and Wisconsin. And for me and Walt, man, we just be trying to hold it down for the team, man. We just try to be out for VVS, try to do anything we can. So me and Walt was like the most serious ones about the clothing brand, trying to get it jumping, trying to get it going. So we all got our own areas, but together we VVS, cause we do everything. We do podcasts, we do YouTube, we do clothing brand, we do music, we do all that, man.
So y'all pretty much like the Wu-Tang, like the new Wu-Tang, man.
Something like that, something like that. That's type shit.
That's what's up, man. So explain to the people, like, what is VVS?
What is VVS?
What does it stand for?
All right, so VVS, very, 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 very special. Mm-hmm. So we call ourselves VVS because we felt that growing up, even around like our school or our community, we also felt that we're like slightly different from everyone, like not in a bad way, but in a good way, that people, they will like look up to us, they will follow our trend. You know, they will look at us and be like, hey, like these mans, like they just be doing whatever they be doing, then they be having fun, you know. And like our message is basically like, when you wear our shirts, we want you to be very, very special. We want you to be yourself. When you rock our brand, rock it with your own style. Don't fall into the hype. Don't follow anybody else. Be you. Be creative. Be unique. That's the whole thing about it. We all trying to be our own person and do what we gotta do. But at the end of the day, we all come together to make one. So be very, very special. So that's all it is, man. Rock our brand and be special. Do you. Don't follow the hype. Don't follow the crowd. Don't go chasing clout. Just do you, man. Be very special, man.
Yeah, that's the truth, because I feel like I just had a talk in my last episode. Shout out to Lunati. We was talking about like how like with music, you know, it's very diluted. Like there's so much copycat stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, you know, back in the days, you know, you 20, so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you a 90s baby, so you know.
I peep it.
Remember we had artists like the Fat Joes and the Trick Daddies and the Lil Waynes, and like we had all these artists that were so different. But nowadays it's like every 2 to 3 years you have like this one artist that blow up. Like for example, like Future,
and everybody followed the wave.
Yeah,
I feel like after Future came all the Atlanta rappers like young, like not even Young Thug, but I would say like Thousand Van Bonnie, Uno the Activist, Young Bands. All these people came out after them. Like I'm not gonna say Lil Uzi, because Lil Uzi on his own class.
Yeah, Lil Uzi, I feel like he's like the
he a little bit different. But I would say somebody that inspired him was, you know, Juice WRLD. Like Juice WRLD gets his motivation from Lil Uzi, you know. So I feel like Lil Uzi really like. I feel like new age rappers nowadays, they find their own area they can do. They surpassing, and then once they get there, they have people who kind of like, oh shit, like he paving the way, so let me hop on the train and ride it, you know, so I can also hop on that style and pave my own way too, cause like not everybody doing that shit. So once they see one person doing it, it's like, all right, let me hop in that. So that's how I feel that shit goes.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. You the first person on the show that's from Minnesota. So, like, you're not from, like, the typical places like, you know, New York, you know, Miami, Atlanta, LA.
Not the main areas in the Cup.
So, like, what's the lifestyle in Minnesota?
So, lifestyle in Minnesota. I would say we definitely get our ways from Chicago. We definitely get our influence from, like, the states around us, but mostly Chicago and, like, Iowa. I would say Minnesota's a chill little state. You know, we have our areas like, you know, from Minneapolis. Shout out Brooklyn Center. Shout out Brooklyn Park, man. You know, we all have our own ways. I feel that we such a chill state. We have our own vibes, but at the same time, I feel like we also feed off of different people. So like, we also peep, you know, all the different slangs from all the different areas, because like we all be out there. It all happens to someone come to Minnesota. So we just kind of like, we have our culture, but we mix with other people's culture to kind of create our own style, our own wave.
Yeah, because my best friend, you know, I told you before the podcast that he was up in Minnesota. He told me, like, majority of y'all, like, sound like y'all either from, like, Chicago or Milwaukee.
Exactly.
Somewhere, you know, so is that, like, just, like, a Midwest connection?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's that Midwest connection. I feel like we all share slangs, you know. There might be, you know, a few slangs that you have, you know, distinctive to your own state. But other than that, I feel like once the slang passes around, everybody in the Midwest kind of fuck with it. I'll say, like for instance, John, that's the East Coast slang. But I don't know how I end up in Minnesota or the Midwest, but everybody's saying that John. Chicago, we get most of our slang from there, like go crazy, all that, on phone number, all that, like that's where we got all that shit from, because like most people from Chicago come to Minnesota, so we get influenced.
What I noticed about like T Grizzly, I didn't know, I thought he was from the South, but he's from Detroit.
From Detroit, exactly.
So it's like, you know, when I think about Detroit, Chicago, you know, Minneapolis, like all them cities, like they the Midwest, but like I think of the Midwest like Denver, you know, Nebraska, St. Louis, but you could still hear the accent that I have. It's just that certain parts of the Midwest have a more stronger or more city type vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
honestly, I would say that we have that sovereign hospitality, and we also got that like northern attitude mixed in. So like we combine those together to kind of have our own, you know, our own own speaking, our own way of going about things. Cause it's weird. I came down here and people be like, "Yo, you from like the East Coast? You from New York? Where you from?" I'm like, "No, but I'm from Minnesota." Like, damn, bro, you don't even sound like you from there. Like, I would think it'd be a country, you know, and just like farms and shit. But it's not even that. Like, some places there is. We can go way up north, but like the cities and the suburbs is not like that, fam, at all.
That's what's up. So you're 20 years old. Matter of fact, how you like what do you like about University of Miami? What you studying right now?
Shit, so right now I'm studying business technology with a minor in computer science and public administration. And shit, the main thing I like about University of Miami is that the diversity. So pretty much I feel like back in Minnesota, I wouldn't be able to see a bunch of like, you know, minorities. Like for instance, for Hispanics, there's so much Hispanics here. Like there's people from Ecuador, Salvadorian, Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua. I can't pronounce it either. Like, see, like I just like that I'm coming down here, I'm getting influenced by these different cultures and actually able to experience them and actually like able to ask more questions to people and get to know them more. Because Minnesota, there's not that much culture.
I heard Minnesota got a lot of like Indians. Asians,
right?
No,
we got a lot of Somalians. Yeah. There is Asians, you know what I mean? But like that's the normal, you know what I mean? Like, I want to come down here and like it's international kids, you know? Exactly, it's international kids from all over. People coming from Spain, people coming from England or UK. We don't have that in Minnesota. I've never heard somebody coming from say, "Oh, I'm from the UK," or "I'm from Spain." So I just find that crazy.
There's one question I want to ask about Minnesota, like the northern states. Like, is there a lot of like Canadians migrating to Minnesota, or is a lot of, you know, people like Americans migrating to Canada?
I'll say go both ways, cause like since we share borders with Canada, I know one of my brothers, his stepdad's actually from Canada. And he was actually planning on having his whole family move out there, but he just came down instead, you know, and make that sacrifice to be with his wife. And like I feel like people either they go up or they come down, but there's no telling like what people gonna do depending on how they're feeling. But most of the time, I see people usually come down from Minnesota, from Canada.
All right, so as an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur, 20 years old, what are like the challenges, like not just the challenges, but like the positives and the negatives about being a young entrepreneur?
So the positives about being a business person or entrepreneur is that you're able to go out there and make connections, you're able to talk to people, you're able to explore the city more. I came down to Miami, and if it wasn't for me doing my clothing brand, I wouldn't be able to go down all the way to South Miami and meet some people that I haven't even like met up with. So shout out to Further Down South, for real. They showed me love since day one. They was like, yo, you got clothing brand, bro, we're gonna put you on down here in South Miami. And since they put me on, man, a bunch of people from there. Shout out WAP. Fuck with you, WAP, bro. You my nigga, bro. Good looks, bro. For real. I would say the negative about it is that sometimes you feel like you're not going anywhere.
Yes.
And that's going to happen a lot of times. It's all about patience, though. You just got to keep grinding, keep focused, and keep going. A lot of people are going to hate. A lot of people are not going to show love until they see your shit moving. So just keep doing what you got to do, and people are gonna come along as you continue working. People are going to see it. So I would say, don't do a bunch of talking. It's more about action, more about the results. Keep doing what you got to do. People are going to see the results, and they're going to fuck with you regardless.
Because the reason I want. When I was younger, I always felt that, you know, like I was talking to my god brother yesterday, especially like down here in South Florida, it's more people than jobs. So I always felt like, you know, when I was 15 years old, when I started doing DJing and stuff like that, I always felt like, you know, most people, we should just start being entrepreneurs. But as I got older, I learned that not a lot of people can be entrepreneurs, meaning they can't take failure like how we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, most people, when they think about entrepreneurs, they think we just make money off the bat.
Exactly. And to speak on that, I'll say I agree with you 100%. Like, not everybody be thinking about it like the way we do, you know? It's the fact like, if you fail, it's not the end of the world. That shit happens. That's the whole point of the business. You're not just gonna be successful in one night. It's gonna take years, it's gonna take tears, it's gonna take sweat, it's gonna take all that. You just need to pour your energy into it. I think that's the biggest thing. People just claim, oh, I'm gonna make a clothing brand. Alright, you're gonna make a clothing brand. A million people said they're gonna make a clothing brand, but what's making you different from everybody else? What's making you stand out? I think people don't look into this, like, always get up one day and say, I wanna do this. You can't be an entrepreneur just by saying, oh, you wanna do this. You gotta have a plan, you gotta lay it out. You gotta go with the flow. You gotta figure things out. You gotta reach out to people. You gotta do your research. You gotta do all that. That's the only way you're gonna make it. It's all a waiting game. You just gotta play your cards right as you go.
So have y'all like worked with anybody like, I guess mid-known or known right now? Have y'all had I guess responses? Yeah.
So. Like I said, shout out to Further Down South. They were the first people who wanted to actually collab with us. So we still have a collab straight on the way, but they be hosting events for artists to showcase people down here in South Miami. So we definitely was one that we hooked up, and we was one of the vendors. We helped, you know, run the show. We also was selling shirts on the side of the show. Just, you know, getting people used to VVS down here so they know what's up. Another thing I would say is that we have, shout out to Fung. So my man Fung, he cool my man Bala, and they in North Dakota he does like a little promotion business, and he be helping us out too by promoting our stuff with promotion business. So he be in ATL, Minneapolis, North Dakota. Sometimes he go to Miami. So that's my man. We talk to him and we give him the word, and he let us know what's up, man. He try to push your stuff out there.
That's what's up, man. So one of my favorite segments about in this podcast is like top 5, but you know I always do the business owners, particularly the clothing brands, you know, more different. I want to be more detailed. So what are your top 5, I guess clothing brands, other clothing brands or creators that y'all want to work with in the future? Yeah.
Shit.
Okay, it's a lot of them.
There's a lot. Shit. So I would say top 5 clothing brand. I would say for sure we want to work with
It's a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm trying to think. Cause the thing is, there's some basic clothing brands I want to work with, like with Tommy Hilfiger. Like, I know, like that's one of our favorite brands in the squad. Like, we definitely put people on at school with Tommy. Yeah. So I would say maybe Tommy's one of them. Definitely want to work with. I definitely I'll say Puma. Puma be having some nice stuff. I feel like people like very sleep on them. Like people don't really pay attention